That's how it should be. Like, good teams are back and forth. You know? That's what you want. You want to be humble. You feel horrible. You want to feel good. You want to feel horrible again. And this camp is good. So I've been happy with it. This is the last practice of true fall camp. So I was happy with how the whole thing kind of went. Not just one day.
What you talk about the humidity coming in?
Yeah, we're just trying. You know, we haven't had rain here, which is, we didn't have rain up north. And playing in like post-rain or post-monsoon or just humid environments is a little bit different. It's a little stickier. So, you know, we turn the AC off in here and we got some air, and we got some of these fans that blow some water in the air. We'll keep this rocking until Saturday. So we'll try to have one more practice on Saturday when we get back. And hopefully it'll be way hotter in here and way stickier, because I want our guys to get used to playing in different environments. And I told them the last 3 days of camp are really, we're not game planning a team, but we're FIB soloing a wide receiver. What are we going to do on defense? Unbalanced, how are we going to play a team that does that? All right, it's sticky and humid. How are we going to play in those environments a little different? We're just trying to take these last bits of camp and really put ourselves in situations that we're going to be in throughout the season this year, not specifically one game.
How do you feel about the Saudi Tyson team preseason All-American? How do you feel?
Well, I mean, it felt good. You know, I think you would feel good. You know, it's a lot better to be a postseason All-American than a preseason All-American. I don't even know what really a preseason All-American means. It's like people like you, but he deserves it. He deserves all that. He's earned all that. He's worked for all that. But he didn't work for the preseason. He worked for the postseason. And I think, you know, he came out and had a great day today. One of his best days since we've come back after looking at managing a little bit. So, yeah, I love to see our guys get recognized for the work.
What do you think are some of the biggest differences between the end of fall camp and starting to game plan for opponents?
Well, the biggest difference is you split up scouts, and then on top of splitting up scouts, like you have your strength of playbook. I mean, we could probably run a combination if we really wanted to 1,000 plays. Now, that's way too many, right, on offense. We're going to shrink that down to 67, right? So what you have is this huge arsenal in camp that you pull from, and you challenge guys to learn, and you want them to fail, and then you give them comfort in the game. So the biggest difference, I would say, is things should be sharper, there should be less days, the detail on things should be better, because you're focusing on those 65 plays in a row, you're focusing on those 14, 12, whatever that number is, and you're calls on D, adjusting them, so everything should be smoother and cleaner.
What changes do you feel like you guys have improved the most in the last 4 weeks?
That's a good question. I think special teams. I think not just our kickers, snappers, punters, holders. I think our special teams units as a whole look better. We're way further along would be an area that I would say. I would say our pass protection, especially from the running backs, has been drastically improved from that perspective. And then I've been pleased with our pass rush when they get into those must-pass scenarios. Defensive line, defensive end. So there's been a bunch of growth for the team. I've been very happy with where we're at. I told the guys out there, we have talent. We beat a lot of teams that were talented last year because we play hard. We don't play harder than the opponent. It doesn't matter. And I'm going to continue to reiterate that from now until forever. We're going to play hard. And that's going to be the testament of this football team is how hard we play, how much are we not willing to lose. What will you do to not lose? What will you do to not lose? And that's a testament to the team.
You've avoided any major injuries, so this is how you do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's keep it rocking. So, but no, a testament to those guys. These guys are on both sides every day. Any treatment. I mean, what we do with our stretch and how we've changed things after year one and Coach Joe in the offseason. And these guys practicing hard and physical, but staying off the ground. You know, one thing I like to ask you all the transfers, how was this camp compared to other camps? And there's not one guy. There was one who said it was the same. I'm not going to say who. Other than that, every other transfer said this camp is significantly harder than the place they came from. And that's the goal. If people see the basketball hoop and they see the GT through the legs, What isn't talked about is the work that these guys put in and the grind and the challenging practices that have put them through. These guys have put a lot in this camp.
Is there any message you give to them about time management or school starting on Thursday?
Yeah, I mean, we have a really good setup because our facility is right across from academics. And then there's so many online classes with the Central Fresno State and Dr. Pro. And it allows our players to, not always have to go to class, be able to go to a one-on-one tour session and kind of skip a beat. So our players' efficiency here, with how our school is set up, the location of our facility with the tour center, is the most efficient place I've ever worked for kids to get their work done and play at a high level.
You talked about some of the strengths these last 4 weeks. What are maybe one of the things you want this team to continue working on and getting better at the last few days of camp?
I'd say the initial instinct to run the football. I think that's a little bit down. I think that initial instinct to run the football and that drive on every single rep to run the football is down. Now, it was really, really high in the middle of camp, so kind of naturally you would think happens. But it's a little bit down. I want to make sure we get that back before we won that passionate want to go get the ball. That's how big plays are denied, and that's how big plays happen.
Coach, you talked about the history of preseason expectations last week, just about how the results have been. What did you tell the team about that?
I showed it to them. I said, guys, it's hard. It's hard. We live in a great city. When you have success, one of the negatives of living in my favorite city, right? Next to us, jealous, but one of the negatives of it is there's so many things you can do, so many distractions. Once you have success, everybody talks about you. Major city, it's a college town, and you're still kind of a person in a major city. So you get the pub, the superstars in this major city, and do a bunch of things. And you got to be able to understand that it's so temporary. What comes fast, go fast, just like that. So we've talked a lot about, teams have not won, only one team has won 12 outright back-to-back seasons in the history of Big 12. Nobody's done this. Our program has not succeeded in having 2 seasons that we just had back-to-back. Right, so it's just having them understand how challenging and how don't focus on right now. You don't put the work. Right, there's a reason we're starting to do this. So we have a tough task. We're trying to break through the history. And I want to make sure they understand how difficult it is to break through the history. It's very challenging. We got tough task.
Is Saturday when you start to kind of put in more of the game plan then or something?
Yeah, we haven't started game plan yet. We'll prep it as a coach. I'm not a big 2-week out game plan guy. I've been a part of that. I think sometimes you get too much in. I'd much rather put in a real game plan rhythm, like a real game plan week, from that perspective. Just even on bye weeks, I've been around places that you put too much in early, and you kind of restart, have 2 days off, and you watch it, and you guys like, what are we running? We've done twice as much as we So we try to limit that until true game week. We'll dabble in some NAU stuff as a staff here this week, midweek, and then we'll present some of it. On Saturday's practice, we'll start introducing, NAU does a great job. If you look at their defense, they're gap zero, gaps, zero presentation, drop out in quarters. They're very, very exotic. Then they run their quarterback in offense, so it's +1 rounds. So they do a really good job schematically. So we are going to use a little bonus, half of a bonus down Saturday to kind of work on them just because they are very unique. And, had a good season last year. They returned a good amount of guys, so it's going to be a good challenge.